I'm Justine Diaz, Barry's drag queen. I just want to say hello and welcome to Straight Talk. Alright guys, I am here with you. Welcome back to Straight Talk. My name is Justine Diaz, and I'm talking with Michael from Meds Express on Church Street. Hello Michael.
Hi, how are you?
I am excellent, thank you so much. So we're just here today discussing a couple of issues that affect our LGBTQ community. One of them is the blood ban. So the blood ban was put into place obviously back in when HIV/AIDS first came out, and became a huge pandemic, and it has over the years slowly digressed in the wait periods for gay men to donate blood. So what is your take on the blood ban?
So the blood ban is in its basis discriminatory because all the blood is already tested. The idea that gay men or men who have sex with men, so that includes gay, bisexual, queer men, that they're at a higher risk of HIV or transmitting HIV is fear-based. It's not based in science. Now that all the blood samples are tested, Canadian Blood Services is actually discriminating on sexually active gay men, whether it be for 1 year or now reduced down to 3 months. This is not fair to us because it's basically saying that a gay man has to be celibate in order to donate blood. So it's not accepting men of all sexual orientations. It's forcing us either to lie, to put us back in the closet, or to be celibate in order to help, other Canadians who need the blood. So we're asking that that be removed, and that we always, here we fight for science over stigma.
Excellent. So that is one of the biggest issues that we're talking about right now, science over stigma. And so one of the big things right now that everyone is talking about is the U=U campaign.
Yes.
Talking about how undetectable means untransmittable. So can you please explain a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So someone who's HIV positive and taking their medications as prescribed every day is not a risk to their sexual partners when it comes to transmitting HIV. We've known this for years, but Bruce Richmond started this campaign with Prevention Access in order to get other community leaders, the CDC, and now the federal government of Canada to sign on. Meds Expert Pharmacy and Clinic has also signed on to this consensus statement. We want people to know that they don't need to fear those that are HIV positive, that actually taking their medications and becoming what we say undetectable, meaning have a low viral load or a low amount of virus in the blood, this means that the person is actually the safest person to have sex with, rather than someone who claims to be HIV negative and not on PrEP and not having been tested in months.
That's amazing. So another thing that people are nervous about or scared about is actually getting tested. So what are some of the ways that people can go about getting tested so it's more of an anonymous thing?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. Here at Meds Expert, we fought for that in order to provide anonymous testing to our community right here on Church Street. Hassle-free clinic down at Church and Gerrard won that court battle years ago in order to be able to test people so they don't have to have the fear of their results being reported. This is not just only something that goes back to the AIDS crisis, but until today, people are afraid of what a diagnosis with HIV will mean. We know that people can live long, healthy lives with HIV, but sometimes just getting that initial news could be outing them out of the closet, could be impacting their relationships, their mental health, relationships with family. So in order to give someone anonymous testing, it's so they can know their status, and we're all better off when we know our status. You can get anonymous rapid testing now, so all it is a point of care prick in the finger, and we get your results in minutes. I think it's really great. It should be something that's convenient. It's something that we should talk about openly, something we should remove the stigma around, something you should be able to get in a pharmacy or a drugstore or a clinic or at school easily. And then you do with your results as you wish. So if you want to be hooked up to counseling or a gay doctor, all those services are available, and we're here to help people find those services.
So for people who are queer or not queer, people who have recently found out they are HIV positive and are living in more of a rural community, what kind of advice do you have for them in order to better help themselves and find a secure, safe help for mental health and also physical health?
You're not alone. There are many gay, bisexual, queer, and even straight men and women that are diagnosed with HIV in Canada every day. About 3 Canadians are diagnosed HIV positive every day. There are a lot of supports in place, not just for those that are HIV positive, but even for their family members and spouses and partners. A lot of us are affected by HIV, especially the queer community more than anyone. We've been shouldering the burden of this crisis now for 30 years. I just want people to know, in whatever community or area that they live in, that there are centers, there are LGBT groups, there are ASOs, AIDS service organizations that are there to help, that are there to be with you, to let you know that life does go on, and a long, healthy life is possible with HIV. It's a chronic illness just like anything else now, like diabetes, hypertension, depression. And the more we talk about these things, the less stigmatizing they'll become, and more of a community that you'll find.
That's amazing to hear. With that being said, do you feel, or do you think, in your professional opinion, that we will see an eradication of HIV in our lifetime?
I really think we will. The research right now, cure research, where it's come to is we've done vaccine trials. Some of the results that we got from those vaccine trials aren't as good as we had hoped. So now there's also antibody trials that are happening by the NIH in the States, and we find those a lot more promising. Actually, initial results are finding that someone could be off of their HIV medications and still remain undetectable for about 4 months. So the research is looking at extending that. Why can't it be 4 years, 20 years, a lifetime? Why can't we make HIV like herpes, where you get the virus once, but it remains dormant after treatment? Not only do I think it's possible, we're seeing these initial results already, and I have really good hope that we're going to see even better results soon.
That's amazing. So if somebody were to be looking for information, where is some good outreach, or like things that web-based outreach things that they could search for?
There's some great new campaigns here in Ontario. The sexyouwant.ca has a great one. Also, Katie is a great organization that has a lot of treatment information. Here at Meds Expert, we offer that information freely on our website at medsexpert.ca. Also, every local community has an AIDS service organization. So if your folks are watching up in Barrie or Owen Sound, contact your local ASO. If you want to contact us here in Toronto, there's the AIDS Committee of Toronto, People with AIDS Foundation, and we can also hook you up with other ones out in your area, like Gilbert Centre out in Barrie. There's a big community out there, is what I'm trying to say, and it's not just gay men. We have the whole LGBTQ community that supports this. We have a lot of straight allies, the HIV, and people on PrEP have a great community that is becoming more vocal in smaller communities.
That's amazing. And just one last question. Any word of advice for people who are newly diagnosed as HIV positive?
Absolutely. Life goes on. What we can do now with HIV treatment is something we didn't think we would be able to do 20 years ago, where hopefully after we do the initial, it's a learning curve. So we do the initial educating about HIV, how to live a healthy life, how to become undetectable, what treatment as prevention means. It means you can prevent infecting your sexual partners just with effective treatment. The treatment got so much better. Now they're rolled out into one tablet once a day. So I want someone who's diagnosed with HIV to know that the only thing that's going to change from now and who you are in a year from now, hopefully, will just be a pill a day.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for your time, Michael. Greatly appreciate it.
Thank you.
And we will definitely be hopefully talking to you again soon.
I hope so.
I hope you have a wonderful Pride, and thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Happy Pride.
Thank you guys very much. Back to you guys. Wow, what an amazing conversation we just had with Michael. That was so informative. He gave us some great information and some great contact information. If you do have any questions about AIDS, HIV protection, PrEP, or anything in between, please go to the contacts that he provided through our conversation. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Happy Pride.